Welcome, my friends. I hope you're not missing the heroes of World 83 too much. Don't worry, they'll be back eventually. Remember that if you leave a podcast review for us on Apple Podcast, Stitcher, Facebook, or somewhere else, we'll put your name in an upcoming episode, like this one. One of our listeners plays a brief cameo role. This week, I have a tale from another world, World 89. That's the one that the heroes from World 83 looked into and found it to be a barren desert with only a single oasis showing any signs of life. Inside World 89, a different set of adventurers have set out on a dangerous path, leaving the safety of this oasis. Let us join Chris, Jessica, and Mike as they play an adventure GM'd by Josh. Will they escape the clutches of Queen Bakat and find the ancient artifact known as the Source? Or is the Source merely a legend? But first, we start outside with a pair of guards in the Hall of Worlds, guarding World 83.
Today's tale from a Glassguard world takes place sometime between episode 41, when Tara and the gang explore the Hall of Worlds, and episode 59, when Aster goes back into World 83. So we're in the Hall of Worlds, and we have a bored Gyaralos, played by Mike, accompanied by his fellow guard, Braille.
Hey, Braille, this job's so boring. It's like we just stand here and nothing happens with these worlds, and it's like, don't you want to look at the other ones or something?
Yes, but not with you.
What, I didn't take a bath today? So what the problem is?
Well, it's hard for any of us to take a bath here, Gyaralos. I just, I've kind of had enough of you, and we've talked to each other. I think we've said all there needs to be said between us.
But look at this one over here that's flashing all the time. I mean, what's up with that? Why is it doing that? And the pump underneath it, and Gyarados walks down over to World 89, and he says, the pump thing under it, it's just goes every once in a while, it's this is stupid. Why does it do that?
I really don't know, and I guess I don't care. It's just a big bottle of sand.
But wouldn't it be better if it worked like the other ones? This seems like that would be an improvement. Maybe if we kick it, and Gyarados kicks it.
And when Gyarados kicks it, it starts to sputter a little bit more. And the little bit of drip that was coming out before is now a slight little stream. And just a reminder to listeners, the world was flashing every 9 seconds. It's flashing a little slower now because Tara set the time down from 10,000 to 1,000. And it's not a beautiful verdant green that World 0 is. It emits a bright beige hue. And as we go inside the God Glass container, there's just a vast desert wasteland with no water visible without using the Oculus. But we go past the small oasis that Paxton was able to see, about a day's journey, and we see 3 individuals standing next to a wind wagon, which is basically a giant wagon, maybe 12 feet long, 8 feet wide, with sails on it. Now, the sails are currently furled, which means they're tucked back away. And there's a giant dead creature nearby, its ribs protruding from the desert sand, with its gray, dried-out flesh still hanging off them like shredded banners. So first, let's see. They're scanning the horizon, and we'll start with Mike's character. Mike, who are you?
Well, howdy, Pilgrim. I'm Msha-E Shanti. They call me the Hairy Traveler. I'm a ranger, and I'm a dwarf. And, I'll help you find your way through the desert if you can offer me something I like. But right now, I'm on a mission. He is wearing a heavy pack and some studded leather armor, and he has his hair in his long black hair in braids and a long beard and a dwarven war axe, and he's wearing more equipment than probably he should be wearing, given that he's out in the middle of the desert.
We've also got Jessica. Jessica, who are you playing today?
I am Moretpa. She's wearing a long white robe with a hood pulled back. She's got sandals with ribbons that wind up the calf. She's clearly very tan, but it's kind of pale. Like it's just, fading. She has long, unkempt hair. Most of it's white, just stark white. But there are strips, just full strips down the hair that's just still brown, a sunlightened brown. And her eyes are kind of dull. They're brown, but they seem kind of lifeless. Like she's not really interested in what's happening. She is a gnome druid.
We also have Chris. Chris, who are you playing today?
My character is named Aten Musa, and he has long, brown, dark hair, olivey brown skin, hazel eyes. He's wearing bronzed armor with blue-hued cloth underneath for comfort. He's wearing boots, standard wear. He's got a sword, a shield, and
what kind of underwear, though?
they're a lime green underwear.
for comfort.
Yep, and then the character voice will come in as soon as we engage here.
Aten Musa is a human?
Yes, he's human.
Human fighter.
Human fighter.
For the listeners, we are playing Pathfinder Second Edition. It's something I've never played and never GM'd, and nobody here has ever played or ever GM'd. So we're ambitious, and it's a 650-page core rulebook. We read every page of it before playing today.
Absolutely.
Every single page, front and back, and we understand all the rules.
Josh, you have at least played Pathfinder 1, right? Like the original?
Oh yes, yeah.
Okay.
And I've played D&D 3.5 extensively, so I mean, we have some background in something like this.
It's not too much different than 5th edition, except it's got more parts to it, and we're not going to get into all the parts because I don't understand them all, and we don't need to for today's game.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
But they're all level 1, and let's kill one of them today. So they're all scanning the horizon because they escaped the oasis the day before, and they're being tracked down by at least three other vehicles. One a wind wagon, and they're guessing 2 other smaller types of vehicles, but they haven't seen them yet. They could only see the plume clouds that were following them, and they're waiting for the afternoon winds to pick up. In this world, every afternoon, as the world heats up, it essentially forms a vortex of winds going clockwise around the world, and that's how people use the wind wagons. So the tough thing for this party at this moment is to decide when to unfurl the sails, and the timing of it, because unfurl the sails too early, and they're going to spot you and get ready to find you. Too late, and they'll catch up to you. With that, I'll let the party actually come to life now.
You said 1 wind wagon and 2 other wagons. Was that it? Chasing us?
You're not sure, so you know
Okay.
that you've seen 3 plumes of sand. So one is the same size as what yours would look like, you think, and 2 smaller ones. So you don't know if they're dirt boats or sand sailors, but
Okay.
Can I make like a survival roll to figure out,
oh yeah,
or
definitely.
a perception check or something to see if I can figure out what would be the optimal time to open the sails?
Yes, you've got nature. I think nature would be a good one here.
All right.
I don't know if this works the same way in Pathfinder, but can I give him advantage since I'm familiar with the deserts and
Pathfinder doesn't have advantage, disadvantage.
You could, there's no advantage. But what you get are hero points. So each of you start with 1 hero point.
Okay.
And that can be used. It's similar to inspiration in 5th edition. So hero points, you can use that for a reroll if you want. So let's say you roll poorly and it's an important roll. You can choose to reroll, but you have to use that second result.
Okay.
It's in terms of helping. You don't do advantage, but the best thing to do really is just to make your own check.
Okay, makes sense.
So I'm going to make a nature check. Do you want me to roll with friends? Or you want me to just roll dice, or does anybody care?
Whatever you want.
All right, I rolled a 14, and my nature bonus is +5, so that's a 19.
Holy moly! All right, so you can tell that right now it's the gusts that you're feeling. They're not going to be steady quite yet. You got to wait another couple minutes. You're sensing from the time it's been, but soon.
Friends, I'm afraid we got to wait a few more minutes for that wind to pick up. So you just hold steady there.
Assuming Shai is wrong, can I also roll a nature check?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you probably shouldn't trust him. Go ahead and roll.
That's a natural 20 plus 7.
Okay, you concur with his result, but you know that you can be like, yeah, we're going in 15 minutes.
Okay. I suppose that is correct, but more precisely, it is 15 minutes until we can go.
Well, if I had a watch, I guess that would be important.
You can look at the sun, Shai. The sun.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't move. Wait, the sun doesn't move. Never mind. That doesn't work.
Does it brighten and dim, Mike?
I mean,
there's not that.
Yeah, I don't know if it would do much in 15 minutes.
Yeah, never mind. That doesn't work. We're not in a normal world.
With that result, you just stare right into the sun, and you know.
And I go blind.
you stare right in that sun, and you tell it who's boss.
Okay, I do that.
Now, I don't think you guys should be talking about when we need to go. I don't need anyone telling me when to ride Maiden's Bounty on the deserts. I know the deserts. But this is your escape. I'm only helping. So, whenever you decide we're going, we'll go. Just don't get me caught.
Well, none of us want to get caught, partner. We're all trying to stay away, so our incentives are aligned.
I would not have you caught, Aten. I mean, others I might be okay with, but not you, Aten.
I appreciate that.
Oh, that's a lot of comfort to me. Thank you very much, little lady.
I turn away and cross my arms.
Interesting. You are both very, very crazy individuals for even planning to attempt this. Bakat is not a woman to be trifled with. This is very dangerous.
Well, I'm kind of tired of being there, and I got other things I think that might be better. I got plans. I'm looking for the source. You all know about the source?
Isn't that some fairy tale? Mothers tell their children to keep them hopeful.
Maybe it is, maybe it ain't. I aim to find out.
All right, it's your funeral. I'm just taking you where you need to be. But I wouldn't keep my hopes up that this thing is real.
My friend, if we die out here, there ain't gonna be no funeral.
That's true. The Thycrene will take care of eating our bodies out here in the desert. No need to worry about burials.
Yep, it's a good old circle of life.
So, I know that our little friend here, the druid, she wants to go because, druids, not so nice living over there.
Well, yeah, I did help her get. It's my fault she was back there at the Oasis, with
yes, Slaver, it was your fault that I was at the Oasis.
Well, yeah, and I'm terribly sorry for that. It's just a way of life that I'm trying to get out of now, and my apologies. But let's move on with things, and we're gonna need some water to drink, and it's good to have a druid, for that. And maybe if I'm successful in my search for the source, maybe we won't need any special help making water anymore.
That's mighty righteous of you.
I suppose. I don't know, but righteous. I'm just trying to get away.
All right, let's have, so as you're scanning the horizons looking for see if maybe they've made the mistake of going too early. So maybe let's have everybody make perception checks. It should be at the top of your character sheet, kind of right next to your name.
Well, that wasn't so good. 9.
Me neither. 12.
I rolled a 10.
Ouch.
9, 10, 12.
Yep.
Wow. All right. Oh my gosh. Who got the 12?
Me.
Okay.
That's our ranger.
That's it. All right. So everyone can see this way off in the distance. Now, this kind of looks like it's behind a blue film. If you've seen a mountain far away or an island
right
on the ocean, it's very, very hazy. But you can start to see that water's coming out of all of you see this. The water's coming out of the hole in the sky.
Wait, which one? There should be 4 rivers, right? Is it the one over Oasis?
It's the one over Oasis where you guys left, yeah.
And there's water coming out?
Yep.
Oh,
it probably looks like a whole lot to you, but it's not as much as it should be coming out, but yeah, water started coming out of it.
Well, that's funny. I don't remember. I don't think water was expected to come out right about now, and definitely not that much. What's going on?
Moret Pa's eyes get big and wide as she stares at this, and she says quietly, "Perhaps Atan has not deserted us after all."
That's an awful lot of water. Does it look like enough water that it could be dangerous to the Oasis?
Could be.
Oh boy.
Make let's see what skills you got. Let's make a knowledge. Oh, we don't call them knowledges anymore. Sorry.
Oh.
Back that out. Let's make a society roll.
Society.
Yeah.
A society roll.
12. Yeah.
10.
All right. I doubt that Chris's character's got very high on that.
I'm looking at society.
You may not even have it on. Hold on. Let me look at your sheet.
No, I do have it, I think.
Yeah, it's
under.
under. It's under skills.
Plus 1. So it's going to be a 17, actually.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
16
All right.
plus 1.
So a 10, you think that it could disrupt the farming because they like to farm as close as possible to the water sometimes. So if it starts to overflow, it could cause an issue for sure.
That might ruin the oasis. That does not look good. And you can see that I'm a little shaken up by that. Not enough to show a lot of it, but I'm uncomfortable with the thought of the oasis not doing well for us. And then I turn to Brett Pa and I say, I don't think you should put too much stock in a ton. I don't know when he's actually done much for our world.
I flip my mostly white hair and walk towards the wind wagon and say, I have no faith in Atan. He has deserted my people for many years.
Yeah, so whatever's coming, we hope that this water only hurts those who deserve it. There's still people out there with families in Oasis.
Moret Pa sighs and then just kind of nods in acknowledgement, not happy with wanting to care about Oasis people, but yeah.
Shai, you're able to, whether you point this out to the others or not is up to you, obviously, but there are the vultures here are kind of smaller. And they're circling, and some are hanging out on your mast. Just eyeballing you.
Well, these vultures don't seem to think much of our chances. I think it's probably been about 15 minutes. Should we get going?
Yeah, the wind has picked up. Everybody would think it's a good idea.
Yeah, I think this is the right time. Let's unfurl and set sail on the desert.
All right.
Yep. Moret doesn't want to agree, but she just gets on the wagon, silently.
You guys start getting ready, but you're kind of taking your time. What you don't notice until it's kind of too late is that the other 3 have gotten started. You can see the plumes in the distance now. And it looks like during the night that the 2 smaller ones had kind of moved, kind of pushed their carts. And so they're to the left and right of you, but they're still significantly far away. All right, so what's going to happen now is we're going to do a chase. So chase is where you guys are just going to make a bunch of rolls. And if they're not successful, you're going to be slower and they're going to start catching up to you. If you are successful, you may get away from them. And also you'll be making some choices. A lot of it's going to be acrobatics and athletics rolls. So those are on the top of that on your skills list. And also nature or survival, whichever is higher. They're usually about the same. So the acrobatics and athletics rolls will be jumping around, pulling yourself back onto the wagon, and other maneuvers. And the nature and survival rolls are going to be actually dealing with the sails.
Okay.
So at 10, you noticed yesterday that Jessica's character, Marette Pa, actually is a natural with the sails. Even better than you, even though it's yours. So it might be a good idea to have her deal with the sails.
Okay. Marette, you think you can use your incredible skills on these sails? I think I observed you doing quite well earlier.
I shall do whatever is necessary for us to escape these villains.
Yes, treat her kindly. The maiden's bounty has never let me down.
I shall treat her well.
Maiden's bounty. Hold on, I didn't write that down for some reason. All right, so now let's make some nature or survival checks. You got to speed up.
Okay.
You got to get this thing going.
All right.
Unnatural 20 for either nature or survival. It's the same.
Well, if it's unnatural, then that means we have to kill it. And it doesn't count.
I got a 17 for survival.
Wow. Okay. What do you got, Chris?
I got an 18 plus survival. Let me see.
Oh my gosh.
Just an 18. 18 plus survival.
We're bad at perception, but we're good at surviving.
We can do that, yeah.
We don't even need to see what's going to come get us. We'll deal with it when it gets here. Jessica, what was your total?
20.
And I'll
20
explain.
total.
Oh, 20 total. That's right. Unnatural. Sorry. I'm making jokes. I don't even get it. I'm not going to tell you what the DCs are until afterwards. So the DC for that one is a 15. And in Pathfinder, they have, and while the chase rules I'm making up I'm kind of stealing them from the first edition. In Pathfinder 2, you have critical success and critical failures as a natural part of the game. So if you get 10 over the DC, then it's a critical success and you get bonus points essentially, or you do extra good on your skill check. However, if you get 10 below, it's a critical failure and it's extra bad. So that's just something to keep in mind as bad things happen to you. Okay. So you guys do great. You make up for that not a slow start, but they kind of got the jump on you just slightly. And so one thing to keep in mind is that they're probably going to catch up to you with the 2 smaller ones, and you can't outrun those forever. You're going to have to lose them somehow. So there's 2 paths you can take, and this isn't in rounds, so you guys can actually talk to each other. This is indiscriminate periods of time, but it is hurried. So you've got one path that can take you to the ruins of the City of the Spear, and from this distance you can see that it's got some structures left. Maybe you can lose them there. And the other, you can take them into the higher dunes. They're kind of overlooking the ruins. Maybe you can lose them by them not being as good pilots as you. But that's your first choice, is maybe how you could lose them, what path to take.
Well, folks, over in that way, over yonder's the Spear, the old city. And it's abandoned now, but I think we might could lose them over there. That's where I'd like to head.
I actually agree with you.
Could I do a survival check or nature to see which seems like it would be better?
Definitely, yeah.
Oh, never mind. It's only a 12.
12's pretty good. Probably higher up might be harder. But if it's harder for you, it's harder for them.
Yes, the spear seems fine.
Yes, the path of least resistance, I think.
I think I'd say I don't see much of an advantage either direction.
Fair enough.
It's harder for us, harder for them.
I trust your skills and my ship. Let's go.
You're speeding fast. The wind's really picked up. You're headed right towards what's left of a stone wall that's been built up. And this doesn't appear to be the main gate you're headed towards. It appears to be like a side gate, maybe one of the side entrances. There's no door there. The door's long gone if there ever was one. Your wagon's too wide and you wouldn't want to slow down. So you could do a really complicated maneuver where some of you...
Go up on 2 wheels?
You go up on 2 wheels.
Yeah.
So basically, you guys are tied onto the wagon in certain places, and so you can tie on to one side of it and sort of lurch back and pull the wagon up on 2 wheels so it fits through. One person can also make survival checks to manage the mass. So maybe two of you, whichever, do the athletics or acrobatics, whichever one for this, and one person make a survival check.
I'll do the athletics myself.
Oh, I'm okay at acrobatics. I guess I could do that.
I'm probably highest on survival.
Yeah.
All right, I'll do the acrobatics.
Please don't fail me, computer.
Oh,
Okay, not too
not good for me. I got a 9 total.
24.
16 for me.
Okay, so
The acrobatics check goes very badly.
yeah, actually, you fall off,
Oh,
and that will matter next turn or next event.
Is he tied to something?
Yes, you're tied on in this event. So you kind of slip, and this wagon isn't like a full floor. It's got to be as light as possible.
Right.
So it's just sort of beams across. It's not really. You can fall pretty easily. So Mshai has fallen through the wagon. However, a 10 just pulls it real hard, and that thing lifts up into the air. It looks like we're watching Fast and Furious or something. And Marette Pa is just a genius on the sails. I mean, she makes the jib do what jibs shouldn't do.
Absolutely. I jib the jab and I jab the jib.
You jib, yeah. So a new sail pops up, and it's the jab.
cut out the jibber jabber.
All right, so unfortunately, though, you've got one person hanging off. So basically what that means, Mike, mechanically, is that you'll be forced to try to pull yourself back on next turn rather than help.
Right.
This is payback, Mike.
It's fine.
What was your roll? It must have been real low. Your character's not that bad at...
A 3.
Okay,
Ooh, yeah.
So you're headed through the city still. You made it through that small door pretty well, other than Mshai falling through. Now you've got a choice again. You're coming towards... So most of the foundations still exist of what used to be perhaps wooden buildings. And there's just some of the large stone structures left. You're speeding towards what looks to be like maybe a temple. It's got a nice little ramp going right up into it, but your mast isn't going to fit. Thankfully, your mast pops right off, and you can pop that off and go straight through the temple, again, Fast and Furious style, or you can make a sharp turn to go around it.
I have no input to provide because I am trailing behind on a rope. So it's going to be up to you two to decide.
Oh no, Jessica, what do we do? So,
I mean, I feel like... Go ahead.
well, no, I just out of character. Do we want to pull out our mast and try to hold it while we zoom through a door, or do we want to try to curve around?
I say go for it. My dice might fail me now, but I say let's go for it and pop the sail off.
All right, I'll guess I'll try for that. I'll try to pull the sail and hold on to it while we zoom.
You can also help Mshai too, but that would be one less roll. Yeah, maybe just leave him.
I mean, we could go around and I could help him, Shai.
If he fails this round and we're still okay, I'll help him next round. But I think this is important to get through the door.
All right, so you're going through the temple. That's what I hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh boy. I'm
So
scared.
Mshai can make either. You're scared. Good. So basically, you're gonna have to make, and you being Chris, you're gonna have to make an athletics roll to pull that mast out. Marette Pa, you can make survival checks or nature checks on dealing with what sails are left. However, Mshai, you've got to make either athletics or acrobatics. So the way that would look is if you're doing it acrobatically, you're kind of like spinning yourself upward and like running and jumping and skipping, and then you kind of throw yourself out. And athletics is like your butt is dragging across the ground and you're just pulling your way back up that rope.
I think I'm going to use the just brute strength approach.
Okay.
I rolled a 17 plus 6 is 23.
Wow.
Oh, crap.
That's right.
That's impressive.
Mike. That's right.
All right, you get not only do you get back up so quickly that you can help with
Okay.
with
Good.
everything else.
My
All right,
roll
so-
wasn't great.
So
Your butt really hurts though.
what am I rolling then? If
You
I'm,
can
if
make
I'm helping?
an athletics roll to help get the mass down
Okay.
as you're about to go up and into a building, or what's left of a building. There's really it's not all that
That
impressive.
didn't help much. I got a 12.
I got a 17.
13.
Marette Paw's not as brilliant as she was. Maybe the wind from the wall is kind of slowing down, so it's going real slow, a lot slower than you expected.
My hair gets tangled in the sail or something.
You do get that mass down, but as you get into the temple, it's starting to slow down, and you can see that one of them has started to catch up to you, one of the faster ones, and it's the Sand Sailor. So the Sand Sailor is, it's basically 2 wheels, which means it's really doesn't have very good, what's the word? It really needs high speed in order to keep going. If it gets knocked over, then it's kind of done. It's hard to start up again. And it's only got 1 pilot. In it is an orc, but instead of green skin, it's kind of orange. And it's getting pretty close to you.
Can I cast a spell?
Yeah.
I would like to use Acid Splash and try to throw it so it's right in front of one of the wheels, creating a pit. So the wheel hits the pit and maybe, crashes or breaks or something.
That's a cool idea. All right, so so you're in the temple and he's about to follow you and you want to acid splash the floor where you think he's going to go.
Yeah.
Let's do he's going to have to make a roll then.
No, it's a ranged attack roll, a spell attack roll,
You can do that.
or you can do whatever you want as the DM.
Yeah, he's going to have to try to pilot around your thing.
Okay.
Go ahead and make that. It's a really low DC to hit where you want to do.
I don't know what to add to that.
I would do, you've got a spell
Oh, there it
casting
is.
modifier
Spell
at the
attack.
bottom left.
Yep, I got it. Hey! Natural 20 as it almost rolled off the table.
Ah.
So 27.
So you're able to hit it right into a smaller part of the area. That'll make it harder for him to pilot around. He rolled a natural 20.
Darn it.
Sorry, not a natural 20, a natural 18.
Oh, okay. That's better, but still, darn.
He's still able to get around it. And so what he does is he throws as he's getting closer to you, he throws a grappling hook onto the back of your wind wagon. And then he purposefully sabotages his own thing so that it starts to drag, and you're going to go even slower now.
Oh.
So you roll out the other side of the temple, or what might be a temple. You can put that mask back on.
Mm-hmm.
You can deal with the Sand Sailor guy however you guys want to. What do you guys want to do?
I will try to deal with the sand sailing guy.
I'll put the mask back on so that we can pick up speed.
I'll help put the mask back on.
Go ahead and make athletics checks if you're putting the mask back on, and how are you going to deal with the Sand Sailor guy, Umshai?
Well, first I'm going to cut the rope that's got the grappling hook, right?
Okay, good idea.
Do I need to make an attack roll, or what do I do?
You can just make a damage roll, because it's not like
All right.
it's not exactly hard to hit.
I'm going to get out my two-handed dwarven war axe.
If you were moving faster, you would have to make an acrobatics check to kind of stand there and do it, but you're moving so slow now that with no mass and a thing dragging you down.
Right. I'll use roll with friends, or dice with friends. Oh, okay. Not great. 2. What do I add to my damage rolls? Just strength or what?
Let's take a look at this character
sheet
So
here.
let's look at, you probably used would you bust out your war axe or your dagger?
Yep, two-handed war axe. I'm just going to make one big chop at it. And
War
I rolled,
axe is a +3 plus your d8. Oh, no, sorry.
if I'm
it's
using a two-handed, it turns to
it's a
d12.
That's right.
So +3. So I rolled 5 points of damage. Not much.
All right. What about those athletics rolls? What'd you guys get?
19.
22.
Both 19s. Excellent. Okay, so that mask goes on. Umshai starts cutting into that rope. It doesn't sever completely. You'll be able to cut it off probably in this next round of actions, though.
Okay.
Umshai. All right, so you're down the other side of the temple. Oh, I see. Oh, this is going to be fun for you guys. All right, so you're heading through the city, and it's starting to kind of slope up. You're afraid that you're going to lose speed again, but as you go up this hill, maybe you're going to have to try to give it a push. So that'll require you to jump off, give it a push as it's going uphill to try to help it out, as well as somebody deal with the sails, as well as somebody deal with the sand sailor.
Okay.
All right, I'll take another chop at the rope.
Yeah, good idea.
I'll take the sails.
Yeah, and then what is the other option? What am I doing? I'll do
Pushing.
that.
You've got the toughest job. You've got to jump off. You've got to push it, and then you got to jump back on.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Jumping off is fine.
Is it a strength? Is it athletics again?
Yes, it's athletics to push it.
Ooh.
Ooh.
What's your damage roll? What's your
My total damage
survival roll?
is 14 points of damage.
Oh, that rope is cut, and that sand sailor's out of commission.
10 for survival. That's not a good roll.
No, that's not.
But I
What'd you-
got a 21 to push it.
Oh, excellent. All right. Okay, so you make it up. It's moving, but Chris, your character's going to have to jump back on.
So is that an athletics again?
Yeah, you can make athletics.
Oh, God. Oh, my gosh. Man, I really like roll dice with friends.
It's kind to you now to just wait till later.
Yeah, 26 right now.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Excellent. Okay, so thankfully you rolled so well that you get the 2 successes necessary to get you through this stage of it.
I jump off, I push it, and then do like a handstand flip back onto my...
Nice.
And then you can see excitement in his eyes, like this is how it was in the past when he wasn't in Oasis, when he was out in the desert doing this thing.
As he's hanging off and pulling himself up, we zoom in deep into Aten's beautiful hazel eyes, and then backing away from it, we're actually in the castle of Bakat. Bakat is the queen of the Oasis, and she's this giant, fat orc woman with magical powers beyond anyone's imagination, other than the awful tales told about her. And Aten, you were invited to her dining room, and she's sitting on just all these pillows. She's got people walking over, taking fruit and meats and all kinds of food over from the table and just placing it right into her mouth. And you've been invited there. And Bakat says,
"Welcome. I've been expecting you."
Should I give a physical description of my character? I didn't even do that. I just...
do it. Sure.
All right. Sorry. I always think about who the character is and not
You
what they
said
look
dwarf
like.
and hairy traveler. I think maybe
Yeah.
that's all some people needed.
Is that enough?
If you got more, just say it.
That's true. Correct me if I'm wrong, Josh. The thicrine? The thicrine? What is...
Well, it's Thrycreen, I think.
Yeah, Thrycreen.
The thicrine will take care of eating our bodies out here in the desert. No need to worry about burials.
Yep, it's a good old circle of life.
Although through Zoom, it kind of sounds like we're all saying thigh cream. the thigh cream will take us.
I'll put that in the bloopers at the end. But we'll have very smooth and healthy thighs.
That's right. It's very important, especially out in the desert. Chafing.
They're gonna
That's
be
right.
chapped.
You got to be moisturized.
Mike, you kind of sound like Matthew McConaughey.
Oh dear, that's not a
That's
direction anybody wants to go.
No.
That's a good thing, I think.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Pretty good actor.
To be honest,
All right.
I haven't seen Matthew McConaughey in anything since Contact, and that's like what 20 years ago.
Whoa,
Yeah,
that was a while.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy
yeah.
moly.
So
I mean, I don't think he's done much, but he's done some.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, let's not hate on this man right now. He's gotten way better at acting.
No, I'm just saying he hasn't acted much since then. Like he's not been in a lot.
He was in Magic Mike, guys. He won an Oscar for that. Best supporting actor in Magic Mike. Mike shaking his head.
It was a movie about Mike.
Yeah, how do you not see a movie called Magic Mike?
I didn't see it. I don't get out much. Was it about economics? Was it about?
Well, kind of.
It's about economics.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I should see it. No.
Well,
okay.
no, you shouldn't.
Okay.
No, you shouldn't.
Okay.
He was great in it, but